Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Palworld, and I'm going to show you how to do a double base. Now, double bases are incredibly useful in Palworld because they're going to save you a ton of time and overall just make everything so much easier. And I'll explain all that in just a second here. You can see that I've got it set up behind me in a massive area. I have a ton of pals working right now. There's 30 in this area instead of what you would get with the normal 15. So let's go ahead and get started with this. If you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing to the channel. So anyways, I'm going to go back to the high ground here. So what is a double base? A double base is essentially a base that you put as close as you possibly can next to one of your primary bases. So basically it gives you two PAL areas or two PAL control zones in the space of one, right? So you can see that this guy right here, this is my PAL box, and I've got another PAL box directly nearby, and it allows me to quickly travel between the two of them. And basically it allows me to have all of this stuff. Now, what is the point of this, right? Because yeah, it's basically just two bases that are super close together. Instead of spreading them around the map, the point of having two bases close together is being able to focus on two separate major tasks at the same exact time. Now, also while doing this, you're actually keeping two bases rendered in instead of just one, allowing your pals to continue to farm at a better rate. Because sometimes when you leave the zone, pals will stop operating and they'll kind of go into what's called freeze. And well, you're not rendering them in, just stop moving. Whereas if you have a double base, you're able to function in one base normally, and the other base, because you are in render zone of it, will continue to operate. So what I usually do is I'll have a production-based base like this one here, with some basic pals that will have the opportunity to not only give us the crops and stuff like that, but they're also going to have production-based skills, allowing them to pick up, I don't know, ore rocks, with the ability to pick up all of your production assembly lines. And then you also have a few that have lumbering as well as mining, allowing you to constantly have a never-ending source of wood, stone. I mean, if you build near ore and ore base, as well as they're self-sustaining, feeding them. And then you also have that production assembly line as soon as you want to make something. So what I mean by that, so all of them are working on something. However, when I need them to flex to this zone, because you've got the multi-capable pals in this location, say I want, I don't know, 41 ammo. I don't want 390. Wow, that's not what I want right now. That's just going to waste all my ammo. Let's call 41 again. If I have 41, as soon as these guys realize it, these multi-capable pals, they're going to come over, craft that ammo, and then get back to work on the other stuff. Now, in this space, what I will typically do is I will have pals that aren't focused on one thing. You can see I've got my Wixens, my Anubises, Brislas, the ones that have 4 or 5 separate capabilities like Lily Noct, Patalia, and they're all really good at multitasking. This base is going to be focused on my production side of things, whereas my other base is going to be my base that I kind of have as my breeding zone as well as my farming zone. So this is pretty much exclusively my feed all of my bases base, as well as my breeding location with my jet dragons going right now. You can see that I've got 10 different incubation chambers ready to go. And I'll just hop between these two bases to get all of my production done. And you can see that I've got some of the good traits on these jet dragons. Nimble, Swift Legend, Nimble. Ooh, I think that's the one I'm looking for right there. Swift Legend, Nimble is plus like 60% speed or something like that. Ooh, Runner, that's what we're looking for. Let's go. But anyways, you can start like combining all these things because things are constantly rendered in. They're going to keep working, and you can just go through your list of stuff in order to get all of your pals doing the right things at the right time. So with this base, what I'll do is I'll set up 2 tomato pits, 2 lettuce pits, 2 wheat pits, and then a berry pit. And then what they're going to do is, as long as you have a feed box nearby, you can see that I've got a ridiculous amount of food constantly being pumped out. And then you can have a kitchen nearby, allowing you to make salad. Salad is one of the easiest things that you can make in the game because it's just lettuce and tomato. If you have a little bit more, pizza is technically one of the best things, but salad is great. So this provides both bases with food. And then I can also have a little bit of a farm to have cotton candy and honey going all the time, because these are two things that you cannot buy from one of the vendors that you might be able to tame. And that just allows you to actually provide a never-ending source of easy sand. Cotton candy, 5 nutrition, 5 sand. And yeah, so it basically, these two bases essentially function as one base because I've got a production side as well as like the other essential side. And it allows you to flex your third base into a true zone, like up here where I have my mining base. And it just gives you the ability. So what are you really looking for, right, when you find these bases? So the big thing is you can only put a double base in so many locations. So I've got this giant flat zone right here. There's only like 4 or 5 places on the entire map you can actually do this. This is one of them. That's another zone. There is one right here. You can do it on this island, just so I can like back out and show you what I'm talking about here. And the last spot is basically there's 2 zones over on this island. And that's pretty much one of the few places that you can place these double bases on flat zone where they're not going to constantly be attacking trees and stuff like that. So double bases give you a huge advantage inside of the game, and it definitely gives a ability to make the game a little bit more clean and more easy for you, because you can render multiple things in it at the same time and have all of your pals doing separate tasks. So you definitely want to consider setting up a double base setup. It is very useful, and hopefully this video helps you out. And again, if you don't mind, smack that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing to the channel. All right, teach.